By the time this video goes live, there will likely be a balance patch that has been published by Valve adjusting some units in Dota Underlords. Dragons are getting buffed, and a couple of other units are being adjusted, specifically Keeper of the Light. Some people call it Coddle for short, and rightfully so. The unit is busted. So much so that last night on stream I wanted to just see how much we could abuse it, and I did end up getting some wins pretty much on the strength of that unit alone. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be some highlights from last night's stream where I was getting wins because of Keeper of the Light and some specific strategies that I was trying to employ. Hopefully this will serve as a fun time capsule so we can all remember a time when Keeper of the Light was just insane, bonkers good, busted, but yeah, that's what this is. You will likely hear me talking to chat because that's what I was doing at the time. This is unedited footage from the stream, so if something I say doesn't make sense or seems out of context, that's why I was talking to chat, but hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. I really appreciate you watching the video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. All right, this will be a great educational stream. I actually just wrote the script for my basics video that I did just to introduce Tussle people to the game. Blew up like overnight. I was not expecting that, so now I'm gonna like redo it so I have a much better one on my channel. Oh, I want lots of stuff here, don't I? We're gonna grab the Enchantress though. So I just wrote the script for that. I'm hoping to get that up in the next day or two. Like, it massively blew up, at least for a humble channel like my own, I guess I should say. You know, not like, you know, crazy blowing up by any means, but overnight that particular video went from like 600 views to like over 3,000. It's currently at like 4.6 thousand, which is insane for me. I think I only have like 2 videos that have more views than that, period, like ever. So I'm gonna redo it so it's a little more friendly for the folks coming in on mobile. All right, so Brooch is actually not bad, but if I can get this on the first round like this, I don't mind taking it because I like having better choices later. Early on here, I'm hunting for druids. We didn't get one here. I mean, I guess we'll take this just because if we get another one, it gives us an early 2-star. But right now, because the balance patch doesn't hit till tomorrow, it was going to come today, but then they tweeted that it's going to be tomorrow. If you're not familiar, mages are broken right now. They're crazy overpowered, specifically Keeper of Light. That'll be adjusted. Dragons are woefully underpowered. They're going to get a buff tomorrow. But since we're still in the current meta, basically there's 2 viable builds. Well, there's more than 2 viable builds, but some of them are very, very difficult to consistently get. For example, like if you get all 4 trolls and then like tier 2 warlock bonus, for example, that's certainly enough to carry you to victory, but it's very hard to count on getting trolls. Now we'll take a brooch. So outside of that, typically it's either hunters or mages right now. Mages are the most powerful version. And all right, well, this drastically changes what we want to do. Let's also grab this, move you. Let's go with 3 warriors because that gives us that, and secure this. And not gonna get it in time, but actually we want that on Pudge for future. Okay, so what we are looking to do in the early game is essentially grab a decent front line. Traditionally in the early game, either going warriors and or druids is fine. They're both very tanky and resilient. I think the druid one is slightly above warriors right now, but both are fine. And everything else is just kind of riding synergy and unit effectiveness. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna take this. It probably won't do me any good, but we're gonna take this and try to ride this axe. Yeah, sure, right? Do I want Tusk more than Tiny? I don't think so. Let's keep this. And essentially you're going to carry this until at least round 15, just riding whatever other bonuses you can. Round 20, even more ideal. And then from there, you're going to try to transition into either hunters or mages. Mages is far more powerful right now because specifically if you can get Keeper of Light up and running, you can just like 1 to 2 shot entire squads. Outside of that particular setup, Hunters is a good like fallback option because if you can get Drow going and then Medusa to like 2 stars, that's one of the best ways that you can counter mages. If you can get the Naga bonus, you're going to get at least some magic resist to help fight getting 1 shot. And then Medusa's AoE stun, if you can get that off in a reasonable amount of time, you can delay the power spike of mages. So sometimes it works, but until the balance patch comes, pretty much everything you do is based around either getting mages or countering mages. So Crystal Maiden is a big part of the mage game plan, so we're going to grab that now. And we're also, since we're heavily here into this warrior thing, we're going to do this. Even though she doesn't really help me and I kind of want that drow, we're going to take the level up. Again, she doesn't help me, but it's a unit on the board. And I want to try to protect my win streak, so we're going to do this. So just because of the way the units fell, we're going to go into the warriors for our early game and then try to transition from there. Since I got the brawny thing beyond just axe, we're also going to kind of hope to maybe pick up like Beastmaster or something else, just so that we get both the brawny bonus and some more units that take advantage of that. Beastmaster is a good unit to pick up as well, because even though we have this Crystal Maiden, we're not like this early hard set in going into mages, so if we need to transition to hunters, having somebody like Beastmaster helps with that. Goblin Mech Warlock run can also work, but it probably just meant that the mage player didn't find what they were looking for, like if I'm being 100% honest. Razor is also a great part of the game plan, and is in all honesty probably just better than Crystal Maiden, because that will also give us this primordial bonus. We want Tiny on the other side of our Pudge, I think. So right now, because we do have the Tusk, and we are kind of on the warrior train, somebody like Lycan is great because it's a warrior that gives us the Savage bonus at 2. Again, we're also just kind of grabbing good hunters and good mages as we go. We're not committed to one or the other, though. If you do go mages, Razor is great, Crystal Maiden is great. And then Keeper of Light is like the other must-have. Somebody like Lena is a decent pickup as well. You get amazing results if you can actually go to 6 mages, but even 3 is fine as long as you get Keeper of Light up and running. So we'll grab that. Oh, Dragon Knight. I wish you were useful. And the rest of it for early on here is kind of just, again, riding up the team synergy that you do have and trying to get your economy up and going. Looks like Axe is going to be the only one taking advantage of our brawny stats here. I wish there was a way that we could tell exactly how much bonus health he is getting from it, like when you mouse over him. Like I see we have the kill count here, right? But I wish that we had something else as well. They had the mages but had no tanks, yeah. I mean, tanks aren't 100% necessary. Like, there's a couple of mages that can completely frontline. Like, Razor's actually fine as a frontline unit because his plasma field does more if he's on the front. Kind of same thing with Lich late game. They can serve as, like, pseudo frontline units. And you don't need to carry, like, 6 warriors late. The reality is we'll probably only end up keeping 3 of them just for the initial bonus and kind of like meat shields and disruption. And outside of that... Alright, so we'll grab these 2. You're a long-term save. Theoretically, we could level up here, but I think we're going to keep riding this. And then, so interest snapshots when combat starts. So I'm going to wait till combat starts here because that means I get at least 1 interest. And then once that has started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy this because that might be something I sub in as well. Not a long-term keep unit, but it's a decent unit here in the mid-game, and it would give me the Savage bonus, and I like it better than Sand King, so if we do get to the point where we level up and we don't feel like throwing Crystal Maiden in quite yet, this is entirely acceptable. We can always sell it later for full value. But you'll notice now I'm at 8, but because I waited till the moment that I did, I'll still earn 1 interest here, and that's the important piece. I do not know how much the pre-made decks will cost. Alright, so again, just grabbing an axe, just like for the tiny here, saving for the long term. And I don't see any other changes. Like, the unit we would want to take out would either be Pudge or Tusk, but Tusk for Venomancer doesn't help. I guess theoretically, if we wanted, we could pull out Pudge for Venomancer, and that would give us 1 more team synergy. Because Pudge is only contributing as a 4th warrior. But I just think Pudge is a naturally strong unit. Alright, we actually might lose this one because they had really good unit quality. And the fact that their Shadow Fiend is the thing that got the bonus is a bit of an issue. If you get this off, we actually have a shot. There we go. There we go. That one was closer than it needed to be. Yeah, I actually think that for this next one, we might just pull Pudge here. There's another Sand King, another axe. Let's get an early, like, 3-star axe would be outstanding. So we're going to hold on to Pudge because he's good, but this will, as I said, give us a better team synergy because Pudge was just the 4th here, but this gives us Savage as well, so. Now, if we find another Pudge and he goes to 2-star, then you swap that back out again because this bonus is not worth the difference between a 1-star and a 2-star Pudge, but we're just doing what we can. Hey, brother. And then after this, we probably will take our level up, even though we're not quite due, just because everyone else will be on that same train. Oh, interesting. So basically my choice here is either Blade Mail or Tooth and Claw. So the question is, how many of these Savage units do I plan on keeping? And the reality is, even if I'm not going to keep it, I still think that that's better than the Blade Mail, because Blade Mail does not scale well for us into the late game. So we're going to take this because we were going to level up anyway. And we can put our Pudge back out there now. I'm gonna wait, because I don't want to throw them out this time, but again, I'm gonna wait here, and then I'm gonna grab these 2 units. Doom is just a solid warrior, and it will replace my Pudge after this round. It wasn't like imperative I needed to do it this time, but it's just a better warrior than Pudge is right now. The other option is I could throw this out, which gives me the Brawny bonus. And this is a fantastic unit, so I've got a decision to make here. I'm still holding on to that Pudge Dream because I think he's one of the better units in the game, and we only need 1 more to get him to 2-star, but let's grab this. Slarter's not a half bad pickup either, but I think for now what we're gonna do, let's do this. This gives us the Brawny bonus. This might actually help him start getting some stacks. Let me rearrange this for my own sanity. I kind of want that Slarter because he's a Naga, and then later on the Naga thing might matter, but I think we're gonna pass for now. just hold on to the Doom. Hey, PJ Skywalker. But again, right now our goal is to ride our economy and try to protect our win bonus as best as we can, because that is also letting us ride the economy. Curious what this person is sitting. Oh, we just have a lot more that we're sitting on our bench. I was like, why do they have like 11 more gold than me and I haven't been re-rolling or anything? Well, now we've got... Wow, that was a lot of people upgrading. That is scary. Got some decisions to make here. I want this Crystal Maiden for sure. The question is, am I on this Venomancer train? I love you, Pudge, but I think now is the time to bail out. You never showed up for me. Oh, that was a misplay. I timed that wrong. I cheated myself out of 1 gold. Neither of these were going to upgrade this round, so I could have waited till after combat locked in 4 gold for interest. Wasn't paying attention. Don't do what I do, gang. Make smart choices. Yeah, I really do wish that the bonus that this provided showed up. 700 and 1400. I guess because they start the round, so maybe after it starts it'll update. Alright, so this tiny is nice. Keeper of the Light! Hello? Hello? Things are coming together now. Right? Keeper of the Nerf? You're not wrong. So even though we took this and we have the Savage units, there's also a strong argument to be made about abandoning Savage entirely here soon. Like, if we do not find more Tusks or even a second Venomancer in the next round or 2, I think we just abandon it. Because Doom can replace our Tusk, and then if we're not running Tusk, we can bail out a Venomancer and then just transition to the 3 mages early. Again, you don't normally want to do it until at least round 15, but as you can see, other players are already starting. And since we did get an early keeper, just like they did, it's potentially worth doing. So we're gonna wait and see what we get here before we make that decision. There's that Beastmaster we wanted forever ago. Alright, we're going into Wolves, so I don't need to do like crazy rerolls or buys quite yet. So for Wolves, we'll just do this. And we'll give it one more shot at trying to find either Tusks or Venomancers, or else they will be gone, booted. We'll have taken this item for nothing, but I don't feel bad about it because the reality is during that round, all of the items we were offered were garbage. So... yeah, holding on to this 1-star Tusk when it could just be a Doom is probably just not worth it long term, so... Yay, wolves! I'd like to find an axe just to clear up some space on our bench. Alright, we have blade mail, define... wow, all of these are also pretty garbage. I guess Hood is still best here because blade mail falls off hard late and we don't have the others. So... just throw that here. Nothing really there that we're looking to buy, so gone, gone, gone. And in you guys are gonna go. And this will be our positioning for now. And I was supposed to throw Doom in, but I completely forgot. So I am likely going to lose my win streak here. Because this is the second place person, and I did not take the upgrade that I needed. That's a bummer. Oh no, that's right. Keeper of Light is broken. So. Anyway, in case you're wondering, that's why you run Keeper of Light. In case you didn't see those horses nuke the entire enemy squad. That's why you do what you do. Keeper of Light lost when we went up against it ourselves earlier. Like, we beat a Keeper of Light. We'll wait until this locks in, and then I'll grab this puck. Just, even though he's garbage, it might be worth it to build into 6 mages later. It's pretty garbage, though. Yeah, the dragon buff looks very fun and relevant. Oh, okay. Who is this? SLJ. So SLJ has the item that allows your warriors to survive for 2 seconds after they would die. That is one of the other ways that you can beat mages. If you get a very strong warrior team, and they can survive the initial nuke because your mages are glass cannons, sometimes that is enough to beat you, so. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna grab this as a potential unit to toss in here, because we're for sure doing this. Let's take one reroll here before. Hey, see, this is why you take the reroll. I legitimately just don't think that Puck is as good as 2 axes. Oh, that's right. I wanted to see if this updated once the battle starts. Holy cow! You see that? Apparently my brawny buff is doing work. That axe almost doubled in health. Alright, I take back everything I said. I want to check out Disruptor next time. Maybe Disruptor ends up staying. Alright. I see you. Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and take that. So yeah, so you're at 700. I think right now that's not counting this, so you should go to 900, and anything after that is brawny. So right now we're really just hunting for Crystal Maidens, this, and then more axes and tinies, or more mages. Yeah, so he's got 300 himself. Yeah, all right. So we're also looking for disruptors. Disruptor is going to stay part of the plan long term. We'll probably not end up getting to 6 mages. I mean, we still have room on the roster, technically. But we're likely not getting to 6 mages at this point, because the rest of our stuff is just got too much, I think, going for it to outright bail out of. Alright, so nothing we want there. Let's take a couple of rerolls first, and then buy this. I always do my rerolls before I buy XP, because what happens is if I find a unit I want to buy, I don't want to, having had spent on my XP, then want to buy the unit and take me under my interest cap, if that makes sense, so. But we're off to an okay start here. Like, if we can get Disruptor and Keeper of Light to level 2, oh, and Crystal Maiden, so like if we can get these 3 backline units up to level 2, I don't see how we end up losing this. Vanguard is great, and the other ones are not stuff in our build, so. We would like to make this axe never die. Just ever. That axe just doesn't die anymore. Lena seems good. And then we'll take one reroll. Nothing that we were really looking for, so we will take the XP. Strong temptation to actually fall under just to keep... Hold on, we're at 8. Nobody else is going to 9. If somebody else here had went to 9, I would spend the 5 to go under my interest, because keeping my win streak alive is more important. There's an argument to be made about maybe I should have anyway, so this might come back to haunt me. Because even if it is just throwing another unit on the board, and it would have just been another keeper, that would have been relevant. Yeah, I actually think I might end up losing this. And another keeper would have been the difference, right? Because I would have nuked this way harder than what I did. Alright, well. Should have went with my gut. Win streak has went bye-bye. How dare I not get a perfect run? Alright, so, the good news is, we get this. Let's take the, reroll, nope. And let's just go with another keeper. Everything else is going according to plan. We need to find axes and tinies, and these and keepers. But we're in a good position. I mean, we're now the only person at level 9, and we're at level 9 while maintaining our 5 interest gain. So in terms of like the long game economy, we're in a good spot. This is one of the people we have to keep an eye on. He's going with a very anti-mages build. So he's got the Medusa, which is very strong against mages. He's got these Naga, right, which gives them the magic resist, and then he's got that warrior item that lets them survive. I know it looks like we just steamrolled them, but that's actually a team to be concerned about if they make it to the long game. Yeah, it's kind of like no exact rule of thumb. Typically, I only reroll if I'm behind and I know that I need some quality upgrades in order to stay competitive, then I will do it. Or if I have leftover money from interest, right? So like, just as an example, if I have, after my interest and after winning, if I have 64 gold, that's enough to buy 2 rounds of XP and potentially 2 rerolls. So I might take like 1 or 2 rerolls just if my thing looks garbage there, and then spend the rest on XP. So for me, like I just kind of let my goal to dictate the cadence. Because anytime that I start trying to put an emphasis on it outside of that, I usually end up punishing myself. Ooh, horsies. It is not a Michelob Ultra. It is a Barry Weiss. Yeah, they're both 1 stars, but we'll find the secret sauce soon. So like right now I have 62, so I'm gonna take my 1 reroll before, just in case I see units that I want. And I did not, so we'll go ahead and do this. We're still on the hunt for basically the same units, right? We want a disruptor, a maiden, a keeper, axes and tinies. Tiny is so much better in this than he is in auto chest, for the record. Like the not just throwing them like at random parts of the board, but instead throwing them at enemy units and then like hitting them makes such a difference. Well, I mean, my economy is good right now because I had a good start. This isn't always the way that it is, right? Like, you do have to really focus on always trying to have a good economy. It doesn't always happen, but the better you are at managing your economy, the more consistent I think you are, because that's like one of the few things that you can actively control. Oh, it feels so good. All right, so I really think that Lena is potentially correct, but you've got a far enough range that I can stack like that. All right, we're gonna take 1 reroll, nothing worth it, and then we take the XP here. After this round, we will likely go up to level 10. There's no need to do it now because we're going into NPCs. But now that I've got this much gold and we're about to like reach level cap, there's not a lot of reason to hold on to it. So at this stage, traditionally what my rule of thumb is, especially since you look at this and I'm the only one at level 9, right? So nobody's even close. It's gonna be a massive power spike for me to just jump immediately to level 10, and then I can only focus on rerolls and hunting for units at that point. Like, I don't even need to worry about managing my economy. I just need to worry about finding key power spikes. So, Primordial, Vanguard, Black King Bar is incredibly important, and we would like that here. Because we want this to get it off, and we do not want him to get nuked. Kunkka is potentially worth picking up, but again, we're gonna do this. In this case, we'll slap Lena on the board for now, though there is an argument to be made about it being Kunkka. You know what, we'll grab the Kunkka and then start with some rerolls here. You're very nice, thank you. Kunkka might end up replacing that Lena if we don't find more. But the Crystal Maiden upgrade was also huge, because that means that, see, and this is why Keeper having Black King Bar was important, because ours survives. Yeah, BKB is still very strong even after the nerf. All right, so again, like here we are. Yeah, we're on the hunt now. So I love you, Lena, but you are not as good as a Kunkka. And at this point, it's honestly even arguable whether or not I want this Doom. Like, legitimately, I think this ends up being better. Let's just throw another Keeper in, right? This still maintains the Warrior bonus. The Demon bonus from Doom isn't really worth our time. All right, we'll grab this, because again, we kind of want to be fluid here. A 2-star Leaner might end up being worth it. That Disruptor is nice. So we're just looking for upgrades. That Lena is nice. Lich is massive. All right, we're gonna have a lot of changes to here. Doom is definitely out of the build no matter what. We want Lich in. Lich is fantastic. And Lena at 2-star I do think is probably better than the 1-star Keeper for now. Yes, I would like more Disruptor. Disrupt me, daddy. I mean, we'll just grab it. Lich. Oh, please let me find another Lich. Please let me find another Lich. I still want this axe thing to happen, but so like right now, units that like we're holding on to but we don't necessarily plan on upgrading are probably those two. We would much rather just find our power units. We're in a good spot. Yeah, zombie, help me beg for that WePlay thing. I'm also begging for people to send me to TwitchCon, but I don't actually expect people to do that. But it would be nice. Hey, Obscurity. Welcome, welcome. All right. Well, there's a Crystal Maiden. So in this instance, I'll do this just in case we find another one. It also lets us do one more reroll. Didn't find it, but we're still in an okay spot. So right now our big thing that we want to find is another Lich. Like if we find a level 2 Lich, then I don't know how we lose this, if I'm just being honest. Podcast-a-thon to raise money? Yeah, maybe. God, that Keeper's so good. The fact that we ended up with level 2 Keeper, level 2 Kunkka, level 2 Disruptor is so massive. This axe has so much, like, right now it's 1400. I'm going to click on it after the next one starts. He's got to be over 3k at this point, right? All right, now we have a problem because I also want that axe. So I guess we are now out of the Crystal Maiden game plan to make room, because that's still important. That's also important. You are not a lich. All right, so we need one more axe. We have a lot of units we just need one more of here. I mean, I could turn on a donation goal. Like I could do this. But like I said, I just don't expect people to actually do it. Refresher orb is fantastic. Who's gonna be the most likely to cast an ability early? Kunkka, maybe? Okay, I want this disruptor. I think we just lock this in and wait around. TwitchCon is in San Diego. Sea City. So I have to fly basically from like the east all the way to the west coast and pay for a hotel and blah blah blah. No, I think we hold on to the tiny because if we find one more axe, for example, then this tiny becomes the replacement when axe goes to 3. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to click on one of the axes. Like, that one's taken a bunch of damage and he's still at like 2k health, so he's only taken up 1 bench slot. And this is going to free up 1 after this round because I locked, so it's not a huge deal. And it's not like we're in a hurry. You know, it'd be one thing if this was a closer game, then yeah, I would strongly consider that. You know, just being fluid and adaptable, but I think here we're fine. Same thing here, right? Like, we want that keeper. Honestly, that keeper is going to end up replacing this Lena as well. We're going to have 2 2-star keepers. I shudder. There's actually an argument to be made about whether or not Lich is actually better than 2 2-star disruptors as well. I think after this, we're going to swap. Like, we'll keep the Lich in case we find it, because a 2-star Lich is still better there, but I think in the interim, this is actually incorrect, and switching it here makes more sense. That is the one thing I will say about this. Like, don't be attached to stuff. It's okay to be fluid. Like, always try to be reassessing what your squad can do and how you can maximize the benefits, like, within your build, right? So, like, this is entirely fine, and I think that this makes an awful lot of sense. And now we go on the hunt. I don't think we actually take that Kunkka. I think it's more important to try to find... Oh, there was a disruptor I passed. Could have been on my way to a 3-star disruptor. Which is why you hold on to stuff like Lena and Lich, right? Because if I was paying attention and I bought that disruptor and we end up getting one of these to a 3-star, or if axe goes to 3-star, etc., like, you want replacements, so... So anyway, this is that guy. Remember earlier when I said, like, this is the one guy you have to watch? We're still kind of mowing through them, but you can see where keepers got off their horses and then they still had units alive. If they had a stronger squad, like if they had a bunch of 3-stars, they would actually be beating me. That's one of the ways you can still beat mages right now. There's not many of them, but... This is such, like, the perfect comp for this current meta. It's kind of absurd. There's a tiny. Still need 1 axe 2 tinies, 1 lich. That's what we're really looking for here. Oh, you know what? It won't trigger this time, but for next time, this actually should probably move to my second keeper. I want the magic resist on both of them. Them surviving is the most important thing, so. Gandalf is strong, guys. What is the meta right now? So right now it's mages, like hard. It's basically you either play mages or you play something that tries to beat mages, obscurity. Specifically Keeper of the Light. Now, oh, there is a tiny in my shop. Haha. I knew there was something that I was paying attention to. That's gonna change. There's a balance patch coming tomorrow. All right, so reassessing here. So you are still probably better than this, but we hold on to you. I kind of want that disruptor. You're not gonna end up in either way any longer, so you can go, and then we'll take the reroll here. So we need 2 disruptors, 1 axe, or 1 tiny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I can lose at this point, but you still play it out. Like, look at how many boats and things I'm throwing because I got that refresher orb on top of it. What rank am I? I'm only whatever like the second one is, Grifter, but I've not played much. Like I've legitimately played like maybe 5 games since they added the ranked in the patch. Yeah, Dagon just is the best choice here. Guess we'll throw it on axe number 2. Oh, we need 1 disruptor. Oh, there's the axe! We're gonna do that and then throw a disruptor again out there, I guess. I want to see, so I want to see exactly what this health is at here. $4,800 health on that axe. How to send me to TwitchCon? Donate. I need money. What's up, Breaky? I have tried Teamfight Tactics, Gearsnap. I actually really enjoy that as well. I think that this game is just a little bit more polished right now, even though it has some balance kinks that they're trying to work out. But I think Teamfight Tactics has a ton of potential and is also very fun. I honestly wish the 2 games would like have a baby, because I really like the idea of the carousel and I really like the way items are handled in this particular game. So if I could get the items from this game and then a version of carousel from Teamfight Tactics, like I like a mid-game draft. I don't like the actual like weird mini game you play though. I hate having to move around because accidentally running into the wrong unit sucks. Like they should just put, just like you have the shop, they should just put the units up and it should show the unit and the item, and then it goes in reverse order, right? Like the first person has 5 seconds to pick and then you go from there. And then that way you could also like right click on something and see like what the item is and what the unit stats are. You can't see that in the current carousel. So like I like the concept of it. I just think current implementation is bad. But if you were to take carousel concepts from Tactics and the item system from this and combine them, I'm a huge fan of both of those. It always feels good to start with a win though. Yeah, if you haven't done that retweet though, I'm really trying to push that, Breaky. So. I mean, we're in a similar boat as last time, I guess. I'm not nursing that beer. Listen, I'm only gonna have the one, so I'm trying to enjoy it. Oh, I'm sure they will too, but both Rob and I have been hitting up Dima and Eugene a bit, and then Dima, like 6 hours or 7 hours ago, responded and said, we need a few more retweets, we had a meeting today. So even just getting that response from Dima was like, okay, they're clearly thinking about it, so now we're pushing it, you know? Like, I'm sure they will too. I mean, I wish I had that kind of pull. I don't even know for sure if they're going to get me in. I hope they do. I would like it very much. I mean, I've already said that I'd like to work with you. So, like, I don't know who they would want on board for that, but I'd be down for, like, me, you, Rob. There's a few other people I know, but it's obviously not within my control by any means. Starting to get the hang of this game, yeah. It's addicting. It's a ton of fun. So the reason, Justin Larson is addicted to this too, and he asked me, he's like, why is it so compelling? And I said that it's like the perfect nerd game when you think about it. It's nerd battle royale. It has drafting elements. It has some RPG elements in terms of like leveling your character and equipping items. The fact that it's a battle royale style of game is very relevant because these kinds of games help your replayability. Card games, for example, don't get me wrong, they're still fun. I love card games. But in a card game, you have a binary result. You win or you lose. And so you play a few rounds, and if you're losing, it feels pretty bad, right? But if you're playing a game like this, and you play 3 games, and you come in like second, third, and third, you didn't win a single game. You have 0 wins, but you feel really good, right? So the fact that there's this like sliding scale of results and it's not a binary outcome is huge on the mentality of somebody when you're trying to like lock them in for playing for hours. Justin does not have a Tesla burner account. I talk to Justin very frequently, and he's very much on Underlords and Magic as of late. He has not done much with Legends at all. I wouldn't be shocked if he tries out the new expansion a bit, but all of these are pretty garbage, if I'm being honest. Like, this one would be okay if that was at all close to the meta. God, I hate having to take this. But it's the best we got. Sure. Well, that's nice, though. That's a nice present. Hello. I like a 2-star Pudge. I was trying to force Pudge last time. It didn't work. Ah, I see that. Thanks, mate. So yeah, other than that, I'd like to get to TwitchCon because, much like you, Breaky, you know, always trying to book those casting gigs, and I've not been to TwitchCon, so one, I want to go just to go, but I also would like to go simply because I feel like there's a lot of networking that I would like to get done on the casting front, and doing it in person is significantly more important. Am I still playing Tessel? Absolutely. Listen, I'm still playing Tessel, I'm still playing Hearthstone, I'm still playing Magic. I still do at least my dailies in Mythgard. I still do at least my dailies in the mobile version of Auto Chess. I'm like at Bishop 5 now in that, and then I'm playing this and Teamfight Tactics. I need, like, very, very quickly a way to not have a day job because I could pump out so much content with the way games are right now. Like, if this had happened in February instead of now, I would be wonderfully set. Like, I'm really upset at the way things have timed between, like, the failure of Artifact and then me having to go back to work and then having this explosion. It's super frustrating, so. Yeah, I'm with you. I've also heard the same thing about, like, the TwitchCon thing. So, like, I'm not super prioritizing it, if that makes sense, but like I said, I've never been, and I do think that it's pretty important for the networking, so I think going at least once is relevant. Teamfight Tactics is technically a public beta, but not really. You have to have a PBE account, so if you play League of Legends and you have Honor 3, then you can get on their PBE and do it that way. Or if you have some friends, you can also get like a special account made for you, which is what I did, because like I played League ages ago, but it was before the Honor system, so I didn't have Honor 3. So I connected with some folks and said, hey, I'd like to stream this. And they said, okay, here's an account, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's technically open if you meet certain requirements, but yeah, it's going to come out to the general public at some point. I think that they were planning on having done it already, but now because of the reception it's received, I'm kind of under the impression they might be delaying it a hair because they have to make sure servers can handle it. Their PBE server hasn't handled it at all so far. So, all right, so we want to scoop you up. And I really want that Juggernaut, but I also really want to add another unit here. Like, not going to 5 units is really punishing me right now. But I don't want to lock in just for this Juggernaut. Ugh. Alright, I guess we're doing this and just being stuck here at the units. So, we're not committed to saving Slaughter. We're just grabbing him because, again, right now in the early game, we just care about resiliency, and warriors are a great way to go. We're grabbing this because it's integral to mages if we do go mages. So, which do I prefer? I was just saying earlier that right now I wish that they had a baby. I like them both probably about equally, but for different reasons. I want a version of the game that's well polished and has all the features I want, and then I want it to have the a better version of the carousel system from Tactics and a same, if not better, version of the item system from this. I think that both games have a couple of gameplay elements that are clear standouts. Alright, so this time I actually get to take my level up, but I do not get any upgrades, which is a bit of an issue. And I also don't have a way to get to 6 warriors yet, so I guess we just go with... I love you, Tiny, but this is our best power lineup at the moment in terms of unit quality. Because if I'm not getting an additional bonus from Tiny being out there, keeping the tier 1 1-star unit doesn't make sense. Slaughter is just a better quality unit at tier 2. Razor's a tier 3 unit who's going to put out better damage anyway, so this is the right way to go. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of insane as far as like the queue times go. I mean, you're not wrong, Immortal King. Some people got some like preferred accounts where they can hop right in, but yeah, like just general PvE accounts, like we're waiting for 9 hours to get in. And then you wait for 9 hours to get in and then you get an error and it boots you out and it feels super bad. All right, well, we take this for long term. Going into round 8. Yeah, this is fine. We just hold on and sit tight. We still have the best... honestly, this is probably better served here, right? Maybe not. So what is interest about? Interest is bonus gold that you earn. Everything in this game revolves around gold and the economy that you generate. You use your gold to buy units, you use your gold to buy experience. Experience dictates your character level, which impacts both the number of units you can put on the board and the quality of units that get shown you in the shop. So the higher your level, the higher tiered units become available. The higher your level, the more units you can put on the board. And since you can buy experience with gold, gold is important. Now, interest is one of the ways you earn gold in the game. Outside of the first 3 rounds, everybody gets a base 5 gold per round. Then you get 1 bonus gold if you win. You get bonus gold for win streaks and losing streaks. There is actually some strategies that involve losing on purpose, so that is something to keep in mind. And then you also earn interest based on the amount of gold that you have banked. I think this is one of those times where I actually want to not get interest because my win streak is important here. So we're actually going to do this. And you come out because you're not helping my bonus. All right. So now we at least have that. All right. Back to what I was saying. So you get bonus gold for win streaks and losing streaks. And then you get bonus gold for interest. So think of it as, you know, like you put your money in a bank and over time you get bonus money based on the amount of money in your bank, right? It's interest. In this game, you get 1 bonus gold per round for every 10 gold that you have banked up that you're sitting on. And that caps at a total of 5. So if you have 50 or more gold, then your interest is capped at 5. So there's no benefit for holding more than 50. If you have like 70, you still only get 5. But bonus gold is important because you, again, use it for everything. So traditionally, you want to sit on your gold to earn interest. Basically, just get free gold for it hanging out. I kind of want this tusk, but I'm also at the point where I don't think I'm going to keep these. We'll wait and make a decision here. So, interest is calculated by, it takes a snapshot of your current gold when the round starts. So right now, boom, combat starting, it looks and it says I have 10 gold, so I will get 1 interest. Now, I can, if I wanted to now, buy and sell units and it would have no impact on that interest earned. The only time that you ever want to like sacrifice interest is at times where you see units you really like need, or there are also some arguments to be made or some cases to be made about keeping win streaks alive. So like if I go down 1 interest point like I did a couple of rounds ago, but I maintain my win streak because that was giving me +2 at the time, then I'm still getting more gold. All of these are terrible. I guess a claymore? Good lord. All right, so here we'll take this, and then again, I think we're not going to go to 6 warriors at this point, so we'll keep the pudge and the axe. We'll also keep this because you're giving me brawny bonus and working towards tier 2. But sadly, I think Tusk, Tiny, and Slarter are now gone as we plan for the future. So I probably need to move this claymore for the future as well. You've got an attack rate of 0.9. Well, maybe not. You're a 1-star unit, so you're less likely to survive, but you attack faster, so you're going to get a better benefit from the bonus attack damage. So I guess we leave it on Razor. Does it really matter placement of heroes? It absolutely does. It might not seem like it here in the early game because I'm just kind of front-loading things, but there's going to be a point later on when I end up picking up units like Keeper of Light, and then we're going to transition to the corner. But yes, when you get to the late game, and they're specifically when tier 4 and 5 units start coming out that have very large area of effect abilities, you're going to want to reposition your units because you don't want them to be grouped up to avoid the AoE, or if your units have a high priority unit to protect, in this case when you go mages, you're trying to protect Keeper of Light like at all costs. In that case, then it might be fine to group up as long as you put Keeper of Light in the back line and surround it so that nobody can get to it easy. So positioning does matter. So like here, for example, this person is trying to protect this Drow because Drow gives a attack speed bonus to units around it. Now, Drow got yanked by this Pudge because Pudge is amazing, but that was their game plan. That's why they're in the corner. They want Drow to be next to this sniper so that they give the attack speed bonus and they try to maximize the benefit from that. Right now, with the exception of maybe Lena, I don't have anybody that I need to like outright protect. So it's better for me to put my warriors on the front line so they have less distance to close before they start doing damage. My Razor has an AoE ability that goes out from him, like in a circle, so the closer he is, the more units he will hit. And so there's reasons to do that as well. Oh, hey, Bricky. I thought you'd already followed, but I will take it nonetheless. Thank you, sir. We're hitting the point where I'm gonna end up leveling up soon. So we're gonna snag this Lycan just because I don't have a better unit to put on the field. Like I could put a second Razor, and it's not necessarily bad, but I think that the Lycan here would just be better suited for this build overall. This is actually a dangerous comp against me. Knights are kind of underwhelming right now, but if they get a strong version of it, it's a great way to resist mages. But it looks like we're fine. Also keep in mind that the builds I'm doing tonight are going to change with the balance patch tomorrow. I'll probably do another YouTube video talking about that balance patch. So just like I did when they did the last round of balances, I said, hey, keep an eye out for mages. They're going to be strong. Shadow Fiend is going to be the better keep than Lycan at this point. So we'll make that switch. I'll probably do an assessment here. There's going to be a lot of people trying out dragons. And my initial gut reaction is that dragons are going to be very strong. But I'll have to take a closer look. But there's a balance patch coming tomorrow that's going to adjust things. Mages will like it. Mages are going to do what hunters did before. They're likely still going to be viable, but they're not going to be bonkers, insane auto win broken. So like before the last round of balance changes, instead of mages, it was you went hunters because drow was absurd. And right now, Keeper of Light is the new drow. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit rough. I got wrecked. My win streak ruined. That was a positioning sequence though. So who is that? Snake? So Snake is going what? Assassins and hunters it looks like right now. Interesting. Alright, we don't want any of this. We're above 50 though, so we can take a couple of rerolls and still get interest. We don't need this to beat wolves, but we do need to reposition. We don't need this to beat wolves, so we're actually gonna let this go, and then we're gonna buy this razor after the interest snapshot. And then I might have to actually consider repositioning a bit, because if somebody is going assassins, then I will need to adjust my positioning accordingly. Somebody else hopped up to 7. We lost our win streak as well, so if we want to reestablish it, I might actually hop up to 7 myself here. Because adding this Shadow Fiend means that I can also realign into the corner a bit more. I kind of like preemptively do this, I think. Interesting. Let's do something like this. Wow, none of these really help. I don't have summon units, I don't care about this. I guess we take the Unstoppable for our warriors. We are still going to be rocking at least the minimal warrior bonus. Still got more repositioning to do, but I need to do my purchases next. The Lena here is nice. We'll grab that. We will hop up so that we can throw you in. Figure out how to best protect you, I guess. I think it's going to be like this. With axe there. Alright, so we're looking for one more Lena. And looking for Shadow Fiends and then just more units. Oof. Somebody's got a Kunkka. Who is this? Tiffany Twisted. You're the one that went to 7 as well. So this is going to be another squad that we're going to have to like look out for the long game. Because right now the meta is you go mages or you go something that beats mages. And right now... the Kunkka AoE, the Pudge pulling your backline, and then if they start stacking Naga units with this Slarder, they will have a good squad to at least try to beat mages. I mean, if we go like we did last round and we just end up with like two-star Keeper of Lights, there's no way you lose, but that is something we'll want to keep an eye on. I don't think we really want any of these, so we just hang tight. Don't want to reroll. I usually just use rerolls for my overflow gold. I was kind of talking about that during my first game tonight. All right, so far so good. Oh, this is tempting. All right, we're gonna grab this Necrophos for now. Because when we get to the point where we like will be leveling up, this is a fine unit to stick in the interim. Like we'd prefer this to be a Keeper of Light, but if we have to throw this in, it's not the end of the world simply because it does give us the level 1 Warlock bonus and the level 1 Undead bonus, or excuse me, what do they call it now? Where's Pudge? Heartless, sorry. Sometimes I use the auto chess terminology, so. Oh yeah, this is Snake. We lost to this earlier. I think we're gonna lose to this again. I think they're getting by on just unit quality. I don't think they have a single 1-star unit on their squad, do they? Oh, they do. They have the Slark, but 2-star Medusa is disgusting. Yeah, they don't really. That's interesting. They don't really have good team synergy. It's literally they're getting by on just team quality, which is fine. Like, it's acceptable. All right, we're gonna buy this axe after the interest snapshot. Makes me sad that our axe isn't super powered like last game. Oh, this person's assassins, though. This could be hairy. All right, so we'll buy this after the interest snapshot. Round 20, so we have an NPC round coming after this. We're gonna lose this as well, but that's fine. I'll have to reassess. We might actually, so last time I just like rode this out and I didn't take the upgrade to 8 early, but we actually might take the upgrade to 8 just to get Necrophos out there and kind of stem the bleeding. We have some health to spend. It's not like required for us to do that yet, but you don't want to lose too much too early. So, hey, Keeper. Hello. All right, so we'll take that. So Keeper, we are going to swap for Lena because she is, and we want this here. Not level 2 yet. And Keeper is just better in every way. Keeper is the entire point of our build. More Keepers, the better. And after this, I will absolutely hop up to 8 then, because now that... So the quality of units that you get offered is like correlating to your character level. So the higher your level, the higher quality units you get offered. So you're more likely to find tier 4 units at higher levels. And since we found the first Keeper, we want to get this to level 2 as fast as we can. So we are going to do that. Again, like all of these are terrible, and I don't care about attack damage, so this is hideous. I mean, you're still better here than the Claymore, so I guess, sure. So we take that, we'll take this, and we'll take the 1 reroll. And we're gonna put Necrophos out here now, because we want the, as I said, Heartless, and now gives us the Warlock bonus as well. All right, I need to pay attention to attack speeds, I think, for this Claymore. But I think I just threw on you, but it looks like it needed to go on Juggernaut. Just for better benefit. Yay, Keeper! Do Keeper things. Patch notes for tomorrow. If you go to the Underlord's Twitter, they kind of like pre-posted what they are going to do for balance changes. It's not full patch notes, but it was supposed to come out today, and because they delayed it, they posted on Twitter at least what to expect, so. All right, so we need to swap these items because you've already got a higher attack speed, so we would like that to benefit. Kind of want to grab that Kunkka to hold on to. We're at 8 though, so like what are we looking to add for our final units here, realistically, right? I mean, Kunkka's not terrible, I guess. We really want a Lich though, but Lich and another mage doesn't get us there, so yeah, we'll grab this for now to sit on. Take 1 reroll. I'm honestly gonna sit on this as well. Disruptor is incredibly strong. So we're gonna sit on these. Lena might end up being shuffled out. If we don't find a 2-star of her, then she's not likely ever making it into the lineup anytime soon. Lich is in here for passives right now, but Lich theoretically could come out. Or not Lich, Necrophos, I mean, so. We're kind of just balancing what is best for our lineup at the moment. But Lena's on thin ice here, I think. We can take one reroll. Oh, I want that Pudge. Yeah, I think Lena's gone. So let's do this. Gives us a couple more rerolls. Yep. And I also want the Crystal Maiden, I think, right? I think Kunkka's on the way out because we got the Disruptor. So let's do it like this. Like, these were just working towards 3 stars. Crystal Maiden isn't, like, a super high priority. That one actually might get shuffled out, but for now it's better than nothing. And we really want to find another Shadow Fiend. We need to get him to 2-star. We'd also really like to get this Disruptor where it is. I mean, the cap is 5 interest. So, like, if possible, you kind of want to hover like I am at 50. Because then that means those are nice. If we can get those to 3-star, those will carry us a long way. But yeah, if you can stay above 50, that's ideal. You can't always, like, it depends on the flow of the game. You know, sometimes if you don't have a good early start, like I have these last 2 rounds, you have to spend more early on because if you don't get lucky and get a couple of 2-star units early, you'll just fall to every other comp. And as you start falling to the other comps, you'll fall behind in health and you can't wait to build your economy. So sometimes you have to take risks that you're not happy with, but... No! All right, we probably lose this. We needed that keeper to get off one more horse, but the Pudge getting the hook there wrecked us. Who is that, Tiffany? Yeah, this is that person I said has the good anti-mage build, right? Yeah, with the Naga bonus, has the Pudge, yeah. This is somebody we have to watch for as the game goes. Yeah, I think we stick with this for now. Because we're just going into NPC round, so I don't need to force buy into anything. Disruptor comes out next as our next unit. We'll end up moving Razor to the front line. It's entirely fine with Razor to do so. Probably move Axe to the outside, Razor, Jug, Pudge. We'll do it like that, I think. Holding on to heroes increases your chances of getting... Oh, Final Flash is beautiful. Increases your chances of getting stuff because you need a number of them to combine them. So, like, if you don't hold on to them, then as you find other ones later on, it might not help you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great buy round. I really need to take this upgrade, though. So, actually, you are gone. So let's do this, and I was going to put in a Disruptor, however, we're going to now change it to be Keeper, because 2 Keepers is still better than adding the Disruptor for now. If we find another one of these and he goes to 2, then Disruptor goes in. But yeah, so like, I can't get Pudge to level 3, for example, unless I get multiple level 2s, which requires me to get multiple level 1s, so as they show up, if you just kind of buy units and hang on to them, that's how you like get them where they need to be. Does it work out that way all the time? No. Sometimes you sit on units and they never do their thing, but... Hey, Cosmic. Hello, everybody. Welcome. For those of you just joining, I'm doing a lot of begging tonight, so first, go retweet that tweet, because I need you to. So like here, I'm gonna grab the Razor and this and just take the XP and then sit on the interest. But I'm grabbing these Razors because, so the way that you have to think about it is you need 9 total units to get to a level 3 version. So right now, theoretically, I have purchased 5 units of Razor so far. The first 3 combined into this level 2, and now I've got these 2. So just throughout the game, if I see them come up and I have the space on my bench, taking them is fine because I need to get to 9 if I want that unit to hit level 3, and the jumps between the stars is huge, right? The difference between a 1-star unit and a 2-star unit is very big, and the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star is very big. So sometimes, as we saw earlier in some of my losses, sometimes just unit quality, not even counting alliance synergy, is enough to carry you. So again, here, same thing. We're gonna grab the Shadow Fiend. We'll take 1 reroll, and we will bask in it. Okay, yeah, we'll do the Disruptor. You can attack far enough, right? Right. Problem is now I'm not gonna get 5 interest, but I think that's worth it, if I'm being honest. So we need 1 more Disruptor to level 2 that. So yeah, so like right now, for example, I need 3 Axes, 3 Pudges, and 3 Razors, and those will go to level 3, or star 3, so. Thanks, Pimley. Yeah, tonight I'm begging. So I want WePlay to do an event. That one I actually think I can accomplish. I also want people to send me to TwitchCon, but I'm so serious about it that I'm not even putting up my donation goal. Like I have one, like I can do this, look. Whoop. But like I actually don't expect people to do that, so. We got 1 more round and then the NPC round. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to spend our interest here and wait and collect 5 more, 2 more times, right? Like we'll rock 9 here. We don't need to go to 10 to beat NPCs at round 30, so we'll take that, and then after that we'll jump to 10, and then we'll just focus on rerolls to flesh out the rest of our team. So like that's our current game plan. So, you know, we might lose our win streak here because we didn't jump to 10. It's a risk that you take, but in terms of economy, this is just more responsible, so. And it looks like we're fine. Because it turns out, Keeper of Light is still broken. Why are demons so bad? I don't know, Ian. Because they're just not the same as auto chess, I guess. Okay, so, interesting turn of events here. We're going to do this. We're definitely grabbing this. We'll take our 1 reroll. We'll buy this after interest locks in. We have a decision to make on this Necrophos. We will lose the Heartless bonus, but Enigma is an insane unit, and this is only a 1-star Necrophos. So we are likely just going to swap that out and bail out on Necrophos. And to be honest, because we're mages, the armor reduction is not that big of a deal. So picking this up maintains the Warlock bonus, which is fine, and Enigma is just an insane unit. I gotta remember to do this now that combat has started. So like we're just gonna swap. Oh! Oh, I hate it when that happens. Oh, I don't even know what item I just took. Hopefully it's something good. Ew. Sigh. Sure, I guess we'll stick it on Pudge because he's meaty. That's frustrating. I'm gonna be really upset if there was good stuff in there. All right, so we're gonna do what I said. We're gonna jump to 10 because now I can just worry about only unit rerolls, and we can throw another unit out here as well. I guess another 2-star of this is entirely fine. We're giving up on the Necrophos train, and so now we're just on the hunt. We don't need to worry about our economy much at all. Keeper is great. Keeper is great. Disruptor will be a big bonus. We'll grab another one. I like that Razor. Love that Pudge. Okay. And we lost while I was not paying attention to the last place guy. They must be holding on tight there. Again, like, I might have hosed myself with that accidental item buy, but we'll get 1 bonus. We'll lock in this here, and then we'll just do more rerolls after this combat starts. Yeah, no worries, Obscurity. I love to be as helpful as I can when I can. Kind of rearrange these a bit for my own sanity. So right now the bubble unit is we'd like to get more of these, but if something else comes up like another razor or a pudge, then we sell this. Right, like you keep your extras and then you prioritize as you go. So like axe is another one, right? So like now we'll sell this and we'll take the axe to make room because now we need 2 axes, 2 pudges, or 2 razors. 1 pudge. Now the downside is this means that we have to sell a keeper, I think. Or an axe. God, that's such a tough call, actually. Because 1 more keeper's... I actually think that, sadly, the axe has to go. We're gonna go in favor of hopefully finding a pudge. I think getting another 2-star keeper is just too important. Damn it, there's another axe. I knew that was gonna happen. And there's another axe. It's just gonna taunt me now. I mean, I guess we could give up on the razor and do this. Since we're just seeing more axes, that just might mean there's naturally more in the pool. So one thing to note is there's a limited like pool of units, meaning that there's only so many axes available, only so many of each of the things. So sometimes if you're seeing trends like that, you can like kind of follow it. I knew that was gonna come back to haunt me, but... Alright. Holding out for the keeper was worth it. I need to keep all my mages in. I think Enigma comes out. No, we can take out you, actually. We need the Warlock bonus, so... You move up, double keeper back. We're fine with that. Okay, take another reroll. Alright, so we hit our 2 keepers. We should... I don't know how we lose this at this point. Unless somebody else just has a, like, bonkers squad who's a snake. Yeah, actually they might. With all of these mechs and getting the copter, they have a shot. But as long as our 2 keepers do keeper things, we should be okay. Because that unit is dumb. Well, maybe not. Yeah, okay. Close. We're on the cusp. Interesting. I've been saying it since the beginning. The snake person and the Tiffany person, those are the 2 that I'm worried about because of their team compositions. They're good against mages. There's another axe. Alright, so we need an axe and a pudge, like pretty desperately. That would help us out very, very much. It would jump our units up to 3 stars. I honestly don't think axe needs to survive more than these though, so I'm gonna throw the defensive items there. So stuff that's good against mages kind of depends. One of them is very hard to get because like you need a very specific set of units, but theoretically the 4 trolls plus like a ton of warlocks is good, but it's very hard to get. Hunters that go with a strong Naga build combine... Oh, fresh orb. Thank you. Thank you. Who's gonna have a fast cast? Probably axe, right? Oh no, we want this here. Herp derp. See, I want this razor, but I can't. So we just sit tight for now. Want that keeper, but I can't. Unless I give up on Shadow Fiend. Alright, found a pudge. That helps. Lich is tempting, but I don't think it's better than Enigma at this point for us, but that helped. Alright, so hunters are very strong because if you can stack Naga bonuses, that gives them bonus magic resist. And then you can also Medusa and her stun and Tide Hunter and his stun are also very important against mages. If you can deny the Keeper of Lights from getting their bonuses off, it's a big deal. Wow. This particular setup can also be good. That's a lot of knights. Like, I think they're on 6 knights. Hold on, I gotta pay attention to my own buy around here. Sadly, nothing. We really want another axe. All right, so this person here, I think, is sitting on... Oh, I think the person just went away. All right, I don't have to worry about it. There was somebody who was on like 6 knights, which gives a ton of damage mitigation, because everything about mages is about burst damage. Like, you're legitimately just trying to make Keeper of Light do this horse thing as much as possible, because it's a ton of damage right now. Like, it'll just melt teams. So you sit in the corner to protect them for as long as possible, and then you just hope and pray that they get the job done. I mean, it's a glass cannon build, but until Keeper of Life gets nerfed, it's exactly what you're looking to do, so. All right, we really want to find an axe. We still want an axe. Remember when all those axes showed up? Hey, we found an axe. Axe Daddy. Invest in axe coin. Okay, so let's swap you. And yeah, everything else still looks fine to me. For the future, I actually think I need to swap these, because Razor's fine on the front line, but it's dying too fast, so I think that I need to switch this to Shadow Fiend, and then this one to Razor. I'm just going to get more value out of it that way. So again, this person, they've got the Naga, they've got the Medusa. Snake is certainly trying to do the things that you want to do against mages. So after this buy round, I'll hop over and I'll show why his team is good against mages. I just want to pay attention here. And gets us closer anyway. All right, so Medusa is very strong because of the AoE and because it's a scaled unit. Sorry, I keep saying Naga, but scaled because of this magic resistance bonus. If you stack them, can help. And as you can see, they've got at least the tier 2 or tier 1 because they have 2 of them. The AoE from this will stun my squad. The AoE from this will try to hurt my squad. You can see they reposition so that these are furthest away from me. So that's what they're trying to do. Wow. I got hosed there. If my Keeper of Lights would have went exactly here and hit them, then we would have been fine. But I think they are going to pull this off against me here. I'm watching their board right now. Looks like I survived on my end, but with them at 1 health, it's actually just more important to watch their board. Because all it takes is them to lose 1 time and then we win. But yeah, so like Tidehunter is another unit you're looking for if you're running the build that they are. Just as an example, because it's a scaled unit and he has a big AoE stun. So, stuff like that. I think right now we're just re-rolling for Shadow Fiends more than anything. Yeah, this is a pretty okay squad against me. Oh yeah, we're on the NPC round. What do I want item-wise here? Do they still have the item in here that lets you put an extra unit on the board? That's like the single most powerful item in the game. But yeah, this Keeper of the Light thing right now, it's dealing basically like 200 damage to everything that it pushes through. And then because of the mage bonus, where mages, when you have 3, it reduces their magic resistance. Black King Bar is an attack damage. That was also spell damage. I would take that, but instead we're going to take this because our entire point is to keep our keepers alive for as long as possible. I guess we'll grab that. We do this, and then this we can just stick on, I guess, a disruptor just for longevity. So I need 2 more razors and or 2 more Shadow Fiends to upgrade them. No, in Underlords, they're undertuned zombie, and also you don't take damage from NPCs. So it's not like the mobile auto chest. In this particular game, the way that it works is if you lose, instead of getting 3 item choices, you get 2 less item choices, right? So you basically are forced to take an item, or... Come on, Keeper, get it, get it! Oh, it was almost enough. Or the other way that it works is... if you've got one of those items that increases your chances, I'm gonna have to reposition here. Because he's figured out better positioning, so if I reposition, it should help. We really like that Enigma, we need 1 more of them. So what we're gonna do here is just mirror, but on the other side. Because that should mess with their positioning a wee bit. And hope they're not paying attention. All right, so Enigma's great. If we can get that to 2-star, that's also a pretty big deal. That should be enough to push us. But again, we just need him to lose once. Come on, Keepers. Come on, Keepers. There we go. Not enough, damn. Like, I'm surviving, but they're surviving, so... We just need... We need a break. We need something to go our way here. Give us that Enigma. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Alright, we're gonna modify this a wee bit. Try this. And then hop over to their board. See how this goes. Yeah, it is intense, right? Like, I gotta give it to the opponent. They know exactly how to try to, like, target the meta right now. So, like, if you're not going mages, they're doing everything you want. It's a little bit better. Was that a draw for them? Did that count as a win for them? I was gonna say, like... I think that they still take damage there. So, hooray! We did it! Why is Razor frontlining? So that's a good question, Hacks. With the Mages build, especially when you get something like Final Flash, Razor is fine in the front line. Because everything about the Mages build in the current iteration, until it gets patched tomorrow, is all about being a glass cannon that just tries to burst your opponent as fast as possible. So when you get 2 Keepers of Light in the back, you're just trying to make them survive long enough to double horse, like I had. And with Razor on the front line, typically he's going to take some damage, which increases his mana, and he'll get 1 of his pulses off. But if he's in the front line, he'll hit more units that way. And then because I have the Final Flash item, where when they get low, that basically like fills their mana and refreshes their cooldowns, he can sometimes get it off a second time, but really you're just looking to guarantee that that first plasma field goes off and hits as many units as possible. So Razor is entirely fine to stick on the front line in most cases, because you just have to type it by itself, Zombie. Because you're, again, like, you're not winning this through resiliency and surviving, right? When you're on mages, it's 100% like you either nuke them or you lose. Making sure you get as much value out of your nukes is really important. It'll be fun tomorrow trying to figure out what you do in a post-mage world. I think you're going to see a lot of people trying out dragons because of the buffs they're getting. Alright, I'm actually going to lock this one in because there's 2 tinies. And I can grab Tiny and Drow this next time. Right? Of maybe getting 4 Troll, 6 Warlock. That's the dream, baby. Oh, you have the 4 Trolls. Uh-oh. I mean, honestly, even 4 Troll, 4 Warlock is pretty solid if you just round out the rest of your build properly. Don't like any of these. Six Savage. Six Savage can be very strong, especially if you go with the like summoner build, I guess I'll call it. Like I did Six Savage once where I also had the item that increases the health and I think attack speed of your summoned units. And in my Six Savage, I was like Savage and Druids, right? So I think I had like 4 units that spawned additional things. It was pretty disgusting, right? Because you get Venomancer and Lycan in there, and the Lone Druid, right? That's the tier 4 Druid. It was pretty absurd. I guess we'll take gloves. I think chainmail's probably better, just overall, but armor matters so little late game. All right, so we're gonna do this just to get the three warrior bonus, I guess. Go this route to start. What is this? How does it work? Where can I get it? Why isn't it Tesla? Well, I mean, it's Dota Underlords. You can get it on Steam and on mobile. How does it work? I have one video that like I quickly threw together on basics, but I'm actually working on a more refined one designed specifically for new players that's shortened because the one I made is like an hour long. I didn't realize that I was gonna have... Oh, come on. Well, at least I grabbed the item I typically wanted. I was literally getting ready to wipe something off my mouse pad and I accidentally hit my mouse and it auto-selected. Good lord, that could have backfired horribly. Like, that could have been so terrible for me. Like, at least I got a good item. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you can check out YouTube right now, Rizzo, for the one that I did make. I did, at least in the description and in the comments below, give you some stuff where you can hop around to the explanations. Why isn't it Tessel? Because right now, like if I'm being entirely honest, I'm just doing dailies until the new expansion comes out. Like I'm on, as far as Legends goes, I'm on full like expansion hype, and everything until then just feels not great, so. Wow, they had a 2-star unit and we're gonna pull this off. It's the power of unstoppable. Hey, Obscurity. Welcome back. All right, well, we want this. Problem is I really want this, but I also want to buy. Yeah. I really wanted to buy XP. There's a chance I ruined my win streak here, which is a problem, but there are so many, like, good quality units here that I think I just do this. The problem is I needed to switch out Tiny for Pudge, but I didn't have enough time because I decided too late that I wasn't going to 5 units, and that might come back to haunt me. We'll see. You won with 83 health? Well done, Gypsy. Favorite card revealed from the expansion? That's a good question. Probably the, what is it, Moongate that just got released today? That card's going to be, like, kind of archetype defining. I think of it as important to Wax Wayne as Wordwall was to Shouts. We're just holding this for later. Quality Mage. Right now, we're fine with stacking warriors. This is here just to give the brawny buff, but we want warriors because we have the unstoppable, so. Might help assassin, but honestly the new like poor man's Manticora combined with that new 1-drop, I think that you're gonna see some sort of willpower based control deck that's pretty decent with Waxwayne, if I'm being honest. Like if you imagine that Moongate with the 8 cost where you're gonna pay 8 and you're gonna put a 4/4 into play, destroy a creature and draw 2 cards. What? Like that will be a thing. And since that card's in willpower, which is traditionally in support-based control decks anyway, there's actually a chance you could see like that archetype make a mini comeback. Yeah, I don't think we want any of these. Yeah, we just sit tight. Yeah, Doom and Kunkka are really... I mean, Kunkka's just insane, really. Oh, we probably take our first loss here. That's a good squad. So the problem is I don't think we ever kill this Clockwork. Not with them having the mech health regen. Yeah. Dang it. There's a reason they're in first. That's a good squad this early. Your body's ready for the return of support mage? Mine's not. Support mage might be my least favorite deck archetype to play against, like, ever. I just don't like my games taking an hour. Yeah, I'm with you, J23. Like, don't get me wrong, those kinds of games are, like, long control mirrors can be fun every now and then. I don't want that to be the meta, though. Like, I don't want every time I queue up to think, like, do I have an hour to spare? You know, I like having a good approximation of knowing what I'm getting myself into. Alright, so, early Hunter bonus with a 2-star Drow, also pretty good. So not shocked that we lost that there. We still have 0 2-star units on our own board, actually. We were only getting by based on this item and team synergy. If we don't find some unit quality soon, this could be an issue, actually. And we are not finding unit quality. I think we do this here, even still. But I'm not happy about it. We need some 2-stars. Like, this came up and then nothing came up to support it. I don't even like playing support mage, if I'm being honest. Because, like, I get impatient waiting for something to happen. I mean, if I'm being entirely honest, it's the same reason I'm having a hard time climbing in Hearthstone right now, because I think that Control Warrior is the best deck against the field as far as just general ladder play, but every Control Warrior game is going to be a half hour and go into fatigue, and it's going to depend on whether or not my Archivist is better than theirs. So, like, I'm rank 2 in Hearthstone, and I haven't made the push to Legend yet because I'm just frustrated by everything about that. Alright, so this is a good pickup, and we can sub you in for you. You're just better. Keep the warrior bonus. You don't have a tusk, so I actually don't gain. Honestly, those should be swapped as well. I want the attack speed on Lycan because I'm pretty sure he hits harder, right? No, he doesn't. Okay, no, those are correct. Poor Tiny never getting to level 2. I mean, I don't mind playing him. The problem is that most of the aggressive lists in Hearthstone right now are just not good. Like, Mech Hunter's okay, but it has some pretty bad matchups. There's like a... yes? Really wish we had an axe, but we'll take the Juggernaut stacking, I guess. But yeah, like, you know, there's a Paladin deck that can stack things as well. Alright, so we're gonna take this, but send you back so that I get 2, and then after interest calculates, we'll do this. And we'll trade you out for you, just because you're better quality. I love you, Pudge, but you might get replaced soon. Because, like, right now, I don't need you for the Heartless bonus. Like, Pudge is a fantastic unit, but if I never get him to 2 stars, it's not really worth my time. Especially when my next option is to toss a Doom in there, so... Is this official? No, this is Valve, and all of these models are from Dota. But Dota comes from, historically, an old Warcraft 3 mod, so yeah, some of these are going to look very similar. So it's actually funny. This game in its current form is the combination of 2 Warcraft 3 mods that were popular at the time. So Dota came from the Defense of the Ancients mod in Warcraft 3. And this game archetype, these auto battlers, are based on an old Pokemon Defense Warcraft 3 game mode. And so, like, you know, Defense of the Ancients spawned Dota, which is why you have, like, Dota 2 and all of these character models, and then Pokemon Defense kind of spawned somebody building auto chess as a mod of Dota 2. So, this game, we're basically going for, like, Warrior, Frontline, Mage, Backline. That's why we're sitting on the Maiden and the Razor. We're trying to find Keeper of the Light and just stronger Warrior builds up front. I mean, I like you, Lycan, but you're just not better than Doom in this current build, and I don't need you for the Savage because I'm not rocking... Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm not rocking Tusk, so actually Doom is just better in there. Again, we're in the same spot we've been in the last few games, where if we can get our stuff to 2 and 3 stars, we're gonna have a good squad. We just have to find them. We're just not finding them, so... We'll hop up to level 7 probably after... Oh, well, that helps. There's one. But we'll hop up to level 7 after the Wolf round. There's no reason to rush it right now, I don't think. I mean, we do have a win streak to technically keep alive. And some other people all hopped to 7. So we'll do that. That gives us the human bonus. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that if I didn't do it, I'm going to run into somebody on 7. To be honest, though, they've got more 2-star units, so I think we still lose this. But I knew that we were going to run into that, so I had to give myself a shot. Oh, wow, we're still going to pull it off. All right, keeping your win streak alive. So I lose some interest by doing that, but I keep my win streak alive, which is still worth bonus gold, so it's always a trade-off. What do I think of this bench? That bench is the story of my life. I think I'm far too familiar with that bench, is the way I'll say it. Again, we'll grab you, because we're not wed to some of these, so like, if this goes to 2-star, then you just replace Lycan and we bail out on Lycan. Oh yeah, it's wolves, huh? Should probably do this, I guess. There's actually not a lot of games I'm looking to buy on the Steam Summer Sale, so I think I'm going to be okay this time around. I mean, yeah, if it sneaks up on you, Gypsy, and you don't reposition, it certainly can be one of the tough ones for sure. So normally this is when I would jump to 7, but we already did it before, so... Final Flash is a snap take. If we're trying to go mages for the late game, and spoiler alert, we are, this is a huge pickup. In fact, these are like some of the best passives you can get just in the game, in my opinion. So we're in great position in that regard. Yeah, nothing that is worth breaking our interest to buy there. Like, in theory, Tusk is fine if we were going to keep Lycan long term, but the reality is we're looking for mages at this point. We're looking for a Pudge to replace this Lycan. But even this Lycan, like, if I found a good mage, I would pull this Lycan out just to get to the mage bonus at this point. I don't know. Lycan, it gives me the human, so I guess silence is okay, but it's not game-breaking right now. This person's already up to where they're getting 3-star druids. Ew. Is this TKS? How is TKS not doing better? They must just not have good alliance synergy. It must just be all unit quality. Yeah, my PC is ancient, but there's no way I'll get to upgrade it in time. I have many, like, multi-$1,000 purchases that I want to make. And I will never make them. Alright, so... maybe Lycan does stay? Still think I prefer Pudge more. It's a lot of people upgrading units. We're in for a world of hurt here. I mean, we want the 5 interest, so we're gonna hold tight, but I got a feeling we're gonna start losing here. Somebody jumped to 8, and I heard a lot of upgrades, so... alright, we'll buy this. First person to 2 stars stays in that warrior slot. Yeah, we just got a PS4 Semi recently, Silverfuse, solely because when Last of Us 2 comes out, we're gonna play that. I mean, you would think upgrading my PC would be a semi-priority just because of everything I use it for, like my day job and streaming and editing and whatever, but... alright, well, that... kind of solidifies Lycan there. I guess in theory we still set on this, because if we get this, we'll trade it out for Doom. A 2-star Pudge is probably better than a 1-star Doom, but... this person went to 8, but I don't think that we jumped to 8 just because they did. Like, we want to keep our win streak alive, but... I think we wait till after round 20. Like, we just wait for the NPC round. Yeah, I know. I've been doing some price, like, assessing Immortal King, and for me to build my next one, it's going to be roughly the same. And I'm in the same boat that you are, Silverfuse, right? Like, I need a new, like, processor, and that requires a new motherboard, and blah, blah, blah. All right, so we want both of these. I was gonna say we take the reroll before we take the XP in case we run into it. So all right, Pudge, I love you, but I think we're done with you. Like there's just no way that I'm gonna go to 6 warriors at this point. Really wish I had a 2-star axe running instead of trying to fit this Beastmaster in, if I'm being honest. Then I would actually consider the 6 warriors, but... Alright, so we're going into NPC round here. I mean, sure. I really need to find this. I need a Beastmaster. Honestly, Beastmaster can go away if I find a Disruptor. I would actually, I think, rather just find a Disruptor. Even though this Beastmaster, I think, has gained a lot of health from the Forged in Battle. Disruptor is so good, and it would still give me the Brawny buff that I would rather just run that. So, ideally, what I want to find here is a Keeper of the Light, Razor, and Disruptor. That's kind of a tough call. I think we still take this. That's a tough call there, though. All right, so partially answered our prayers. So we are going to start making some adjustments. I hate that assassins can get here because I don't have a good unit to jam there yet, but yeah, I just knew that was going to happen immediately. I need to work on my positioning a bit. Like, there's got to be a better way to do that. Like, honestly, even, whoops. Even just this here, because he's already going to have to run a long way to get where he's got to go. After all that time, I was hunting for Pudges. And here we just do this. So we're at 8. We're looking to add 2 more units. Units that we would love to find. Kunkka. Well, okay, first of all, like upgrades. But we're looking in terms of, like, for new units, Lich, Enigma, Kunkka, Disruptor. Man, we might get wrecked here. This person's on trolls, I think. Oh, this is the first place person, that's why. Get there, Lycan. You can do it. That's close. It's way closer than I would like it to be. Yeah, I either need to find a Beastmaster to level that one up, or I need to find a Disruptor, like yesterday. Oh, Gyro's tempting. We're gonna wait till the interest snapshot, and then I'm gonna buy that Gyro just to sit on, I think. Oh wow, we are gonna lose to this. This also explains why I've not found a Beastmaster yet, because this guy's got 2 2-star Beastmasters, but we are going to lose to this. I don't know. Yeah, I think we still lose to this. right? I don't know how we won that. They had the massive hunter buff and they had multiple 3-star units. I have no idea how we won that round. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not upset about winning that, but I am shocked. So we absolutely want that. Alright, now I give up on that. Let's do that. One more round and then an NPC round, but we get to jam a unit in after this next round, which will honestly just be a second keeper over the Lena until this goes to 2-star. Caster-like predictions, just don't look at my screen. I'm putting this here because it's gonna, after I get awarded XP, let me put 9 out anyway, so I'm preemptively doing it, but... Let's take one reroll here. Ooh, Enigma. Sorry, I'm fighting a sneeze. Yeah, Enigma's good enough to sit on. I still have this here. Unreal. He's 600 health. Let's see what he jumps up to when it starts. 1900. It's the only reason he's even worthy, because of this forged in battle. And it's also the only reason I don't want to give it up. You know? Gonna get you hooked? That's what I like to hear. Units are 1 gold cheaper is a pretty big deal, so is Dagon. That's actually a tough call. I think you take Dagon here. The cheaper thing is important, but we're running into the part of the... Woo! Hello. We're running into the portion of the game where I'm just not gonna have an economy soon. Like, realistically, the next... Like, the only reason I'm not jumping to 10 is there's only one other person at 9, but within the next 3 turns, I'm gonna jump to 10. Like, when I get to 12, just so that I'm not, like, wasting some value efficiency, that's likely when I make the change. I almost forgot to grab that razor after it. I was sitting on it because I was like, oh, I need to wait till after the snapshot. I almost forgot. But yes, getting this razor. The only reason this razor's still in here is because this Lena never got to 2 stars, and then I would have just replaced it. So this is like a race. Both a Disrupta and a Kunkka. I want you both. Alright, we give up on you. I think you end up just being better. If Doom wasn't already at 2 stars, I would swap in that Kunkka. I think we're gonna go the Disruptor route as our next unit to stick in. Which also means that whichever unit, Razor or Lena, hits 2 stars first, the other one gets sold off very quickly. Take one reroll while we're here then. Beastmaster! Yay! He finally hit 2 stars! Kill Lycan. I mean, Lycan's already at 2 stars as well. Also, we're gonna move this to here now because he'll live for much longer. Oh, I got rid of the tiny that was the 1 star on the bench. But honestly, like, Kunkka is just better than Lycan, so I guess now that we're starting to get offered them. Yeah, so like next round when this rounds off to 24, I'll honestly just like buy up and then start spending on rerolls. It's a race between Lena and Razor on who's gonna get that slot permanently. Disruptor goes in just because, again, we have the Forged in Battle, so that'll also help out the Brawny. But yeah, now this Beastmaster is gonna have some health. I mean, there's not much reason to save, because like I'm gonna have my win streak to keep like going, and I'm hitting the point now where everything I'm gonna be doing is spending on rerolls anyway. Like when you hit the point where all you're doing is spending rerolls, I think that it's super greedy to sit on it, personally. Kind of want that Lycan. So like, if I do this, what am I losing out on, really, you know? Disruptor, right? Right. So we're gonna let this lock in, and then I'll also spend some rerolls. But at this point, like, everything I'm doing is just based on my squad, so. I wish I had a definitive winner in this Lena Razor battle. I don't think we're ever getting you higher, though, and getting Enigma to 2 stars is more important. Let's take one more reroll here. All right, now we do have the definitive winner. So I love you, Razor. I really do, but you are out. Lena is in. I need somebody with a... yes, please. We'll deal with that in a minute. Who has the better attack speeds here? I think it's actually you and you, but you've got the Dagon because of the health. So this is best here. And so now I'm hunting for a Kunkka to replace my Lycan if I don't get there first. Hunting for Disruptor. Again, letting this lock in. And then we'll hunt for some units a bit here. Let's go down to... I mean, we take the Daedalus just because, but it's not great with our build. I guess we can move that there, and then I just reposition Dag into another tanky unit. Like, all you really want is this to be on a unit that's going to survive long enough for you to get benefit from it. Work on getting Maiden where we want it. To start. There we go. Did we grab that Lena earlier? No. We'll wait for the interest snapshot and then we'll grab this Maiden though. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, this assassin person has a shot at beating me if I don't get off the Keeper of Light. If Keeper of Light gets off, then we're still fine, but... Alright, so... Still hunting for... either a Kunkka or another Lycan to lock in. Which one of those? I still think, honestly, I want the Kunkka to replace the Lycan, but... We need one more Disruptor. That's a huge win for me if that happens. Of course, I say I want the Kunkka, and there's the Lycan, so... yeah, sure, we'll do it. We'll wait till interest locks in so I at least get the 2 bonus, and then we'll hunt some more. I mean, Lycan does apparently love me more though, so... But Kunkka is just, like, strictly better. Like, I legitimately think that even a 2-star Kunkka might be better than a 3-star Lycan if we get there. There's the Disruptor we were looking for. It's another Lena to at least work down that path, and we'll do one more and then sit. We do have a tiny, right? But, I mean, we should be fine. Like, we've got all the requisite parts to ride this to victory, so... The Lich is tempting. Like, it's really good in our build, but I mean, at this point, we would have to get to a 2-star one before it even replaced something. Ironically, there's another tiny, but I can't really make room for it yet, so we just ignore it. At least get 1 bonus gold, let that lock in. And then we'll just keep spending, because again, we're hitting to the point where like we're never going to use this gold if we don't use it now, so... might as well burn through. Again, you're not going to get there. Really, we're just hunting for Kunkka, Maiden, Lena, Lycan. That's the reality. There's a Maiden. Give me 1 more Maiden. Oh, I want that Keeper. No, we'll take the reroll. Alright, we'll lock this in. You know what? Actually, we won't lock it in. We'll just do this because that Kunkka's going to replace that Lycan after this round anyway. Which is funny because there's another Lycan there too, and I could, but it's just not worth it. We'll take the 1 reroll, see if it's something we want to lock in. It's not. So you do get sold. You immediately go in. Do you have an okay attack speed? Not as much. So in this case, I think we'll ignore you for now. So you go here just based on tankiness, and you go here because you've got a better attack speed, and you can, I guess, just go here. Yep, okay. So, back to hunting for Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden? There's another Kunkka. Yeah, sure. There's the Crystal Maiden. I just had a feeling. I don't even know what a 3-star Crystal Maiden does for me. Other than superpower everything. 20 man. Oh my lord. Alright. Apparently that's what it does for me. Another Dagon? Sure. Let's just turbo. You just have still more health, right? No. Wow, okay. So, again, we just really want that on units with high health that are going to survive long enough for the Dagon to go off. What are we even looking for at this point? I guess Lena's? We're kind of close to working on a Lena. I mean, we're just spending to spend. I don't know how we lose this, unless our opponents just find big power spikes. Or we catch unlucky stuns from, like, Tide Hunter. But between our 2-star Kunkka and our 2-star Keeper, I don't know how. This person's got a good squad. Like, they're close. Uh-oh, I heard an upgrade. If they're still upgrading stuff, that is actually bad. They could, like, get good enough to tip the tide of battle. We're not out of the woods yet. I mean, we have all the right pieces. Got assassins. It's It's more, I guess, more important to watch their board than it is our own. Just because we need them to lose. Like, we've got a pretty sizable health lead, right? So what we really need is just them to lose. Yeah, I think we win this right here, actually. Like, this will get stunned, they'll get nuked. That's what, 3, 9... It's gonna be close. This should be either a win or 14 damage, so. Alright. That's like, what, our third win of the night? And we had the one second place as well.